School had always been easy for Kadim, but now each morning began with his teacher's brutal ritual of thrashing his hands with a stick and then whipping his back in pursuit of facts about his father or brother. This was information that could lead to the teacher's promotion. But the boy insisted he knew nothing, and that was the truth. All he really knew was that he hated Saddam Hussein, a fact he kept to himself. It was the first stirring of hatred he had ever felt, yet strong enough to shape the rest of his life. That's the very beginning. And, let's see, we'll go to, this is a chapter called And Now the Debate. So this is a chapter where I interview 4 people here in Washington, and with the hope that someday those 4 people would like to participate in a public discourse on the topic. So we would get deeply into everything from cost effectiveness to the human cost to issues of subcontractors to monitoring, oversight, and transparency. And so it begins with the head of the trade association, Doug Brooks. And so it begins, "Damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead," was the rallying cry of Admiral David G. Farragut at the Battle of Mobile Bay during the Civil War. And in February 2012, it was the screensaver message flashing across Doug Brooks' computer at the headquarters of the International Stability Operations Association on I Street in Washington. From Brooks' office window on the 8th floor, he had a clear view of Farragut Square, a park that featured a statue of the famed Union Admiral. As Brooks liked to tell his visitors, Farragut was the first Rear Admiral, Vice Admiral, and Admiral in the U.S. Navy, especially revered for conquering pirates in the West Indies. Brooks may have known as much about Farragut as he did about the ISOA, which he not only headed but had founded. And he was equally passionate about both. For Brooks was a driven, highly enthusiastic booster whose job was to clarify the mission and capabilities of private military and security companies to the outside world. But not too much. He was, as one writer once described him, the friendly public face of a secretive multi-billion-dollar business. And thus far, he was as successful in his realm as his hero across the park had been in his. Okay, so I could keep reading, but I don't want to be in case my editor, who told me not to fall in love with my own writing, is listening, I don't want to look like I ever did. But I thought those were 2 fair paragraphs to read you. So I think we should probably turn the session over to you and to questions. Thank you very much.